what's going on, buddy? How's it hanging? How's it happening? You guys know who it is. This is Kevin from the Chord Progression Podcast, brought to you by MSOGD Rocks, Rock Metal Thrive. Wish you guys a very happy Thursday. It is August 5th, and this band has come back to the podcast for their second time in 2 months? Yeah, because we got new music to talk about. But before we jump into the podcast, I want to thank our sponsor, Phoenix Fitness, because we have live shows back. We have concerts back. We're going to festivals. We're getting to those mosh pits. But, 4 straight days of mosh pit, you want to make sure your fitness levels are at peak condition so you're not tapping out by day 2. So you hit the gym, you get your fitness regimen going, you get your fitness goals. But what kind of supplements and vitamins do you need to make sure that you continue to hit those goals? And that's where Phoenix Fitness comes in with different proteins, BCAA recovery drinks, pre-workouts, vitamins, whatever you need to keep going and hit those fitness goals. Our users get 15% off using the code MSOTD at checkout. Link in the description of the podcast, so go check that out. Again, thank you, Phoenix Fitness. But now on to our feature presentation. So I brought this band on the podcast, and we released that episode in June of 2021 because I found about them due to the fact that they were forced to change their name from Captives to Caskets. And they have a brand new album called Lost Souls coming out on August 13th, and I thought, you know what? I enjoyed talking to them so much. I want to talk about this album again with them, but much more in detail. And we made it happen. Oh yeah, we did. So please welcome back to the podcast, Matt and James from the band Caskets. Are you guys ready? Because you better be. Let's go! Yeah! Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, listeners of the Chord Progression Podcast. About 2 months ago, I got to talk with this band called Caskets. They are an incredible band, and if you guys checked that out, we went deep into everything with the forced name change, everything around that, and it was incredible. But they've got a brand new album coming out on August 13th of 2021 called Lost Souls, and I thought, you know what? I had so much fun talking to you guys the first time. Let's have them back, and let's talk about the album and just a bunch of other stuff that's come up in the past few months, because why not? That sounds like a lot of fun. So please welcome back to the podcast of the band Caskets, Matt and James. So guys, welcome back.
Hello. How are you doing? You all right?
Doing all right. Unfortunately, I can't ask Chris how he's doing because he's not here right now.
He's sacked it off, hasn't he? Lazy git.
Just a little bit, but you know what? Hey, he was here for the first time, and I'm A-okay with that. But he's definitely not going to get that second round on me, unlike you guys, because
he's a busy man.
I'll drink his dude.
Okay. You know what? Then that's what we'll do. First round for the whole entire band, but the second round it'll just be us doing tequila shots or something like that, and then maybe I'll buy. I'll say maybe I'll buy one for Chris, but it has to be a body shot off of the fattest guy in the room.
That'll be
me. Yes, I'd pay good money to see that.
Well, don't worry, you don't have to pay good money to see that because I'm the one paying good money to see that. But since we talked to you guys 2 months ago, in the last 2 months, what you guys been up to, man? What's been going on?
Oh, it's been absolutely mad. We released his latest single, The Only Ones, last week. And reaction's been absolutely mental. The views on YouTube are consistent with Spotify, which is not normally like that. The streams are pretty good on Spotify as well, but YouTube, the video people must absolutely love it.
Yeah, because I was just watching the video for The Only Ones right before we started this as well, even though I've probably seen that thing 4 or 5 times in preparation for something like this, because I was just listening to something. It's like, okay, I need to watch a YouTube video now. Okay. And now I'm just keep going back to it. It's like every day for the past 5 days, I've just gone back to it. It's like, okay, I don't know why. I just want to keep watching, want to keep listening to it. And you're definitely right. I was taking a look at the YouTube stats and the Spotify stats, and your stream count and your viewer count are almost perfectly in line with each other. Yeah. Not gonna lie, that is completely unheard of. Usually it's dependent upon marketing, one's way above the other, but the fact that you guys are just consistently going there, that speaks volumes to the quality of the song.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. To be fair, it's jumped view-wise on YouTube, it's jumped loads in the last 3-4 days. Which I remember when I got up for work this morning, I checked on my phone, and it was last time I checked it was on 70,000, and then I checked today, it was 114,000 or something. I nearly fell out the van, man. It's crazy. It's proper crazy.
Yeah, man. I think having a music video like that to tell a story over 5 minutes is something that people want to go back to and watch over and over again anyway, which I think is helping us get his views up. But It is definitely my favorite video by far.
Was it because of all the amount of fire that you guys used during that video?
Oh yeah, it looks absolutely amazing. I think Ollie Duncan's done a brilliant job with the edit and filming.
Insane.
Because this is the first time we've used him, and I think we'll definitely use him again. Is brilliant. Keeping the fire going though, God,
Dude, there's so many good stories that came out shooting that music video. Like we was like doing everything ourselves. So we had like these barrels of just like hay and stuff like that, and we was like having to set them on fire and then run back into position, shoot 30 seconds, and then by the time we'd shot like 30 seconds, the fires would have gone out again. So we're having to do it all again. Oh, it was nuts, dude. And then we had like, it ended up being 2 nights of shooting. It should only be one. We had this massive bonfire.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me! No! My Wi-Fi's been cutting in and out, guys. I've been sorry, but I mean, I think I just got it back.
Oh, it's still recording.
You heard me during the podcast, you hear me just go, ah! I'm gonna cut that part out because I don't want that part in there. That's a very, very naughty part. So I'm sorry about that because because we were shooting this right after 4th of July weekend. On the 4th of July here in the United States, my internet went out. I had 2 people out here trying to fix it, and they're like, yeah, it should work. So, of course, it goes out, cuts out once a day now, and I think that was my once a day, so hopefully that's the only time.
I'm going to say I couldn't tell at all anyway.
The only reason I could tell is because all of a sudden you guys' voice cut. I'm like, shit. But going back into the video, though, because that's the most important part, the fact that the amount of fire that you guys use, because I'm sitting there thinking, how the hell did you guys use all this fire? And because it was consistently there. And I mean, we've seen other bands use fire in their videos as well. We've seen it happen all the time where all of a sudden you've got just this incredible amount of fire just going all the time. And I never know what they use. I'm like, are they using propane? Are they using something else? But the thing that was different about your guys' video, and that's why I'm like the fact that you guys use hay, was there was a different color to it, just the way it burnt.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had an orange gel as well on some lights around us, which worked really well. But it's so funny seeing bigger bands get all the pyrotechnic guys in and stuff like that, and then it's just us throwing hay onto a fire. There's some pictures of Chris just throwing petrol on the wall of the living room, and I just thought, my God, compared to the bigger bands, this is nothing like it.
It was so dangerous. It was so dangerous. It was like the first night we had to have a fire engine come and oversee everything, so that we made sure we didn't fucking set ourselves on fire or anything like that. And they got that bored that they were the ones that eventually helped us setting the fires because we were so crap at it. So yeah, their job was to make sure the fires are out, and really most of the job was setting the fires.
Well, the other thing I was concerned about too was because you had the guy in that room, and all of a sudden you had something basically lit the wall on fire, and he was staying there for a rather long time. I was concerned about how did you guys pull that one off, because that fire looked like it just started spraying even in the video, and he's just sitting there calmly, and then just gets up and walks off, and by the time he walks off, that whole back wall is basically ablaze at that point. I'm wondering, how did he just get up and just calmly walk off and not scurry out there what the fuck, there's so much fire? Ah!
Well, he didn't walk off calmly the first time, so we had to make him sit down and do it again. So he actually did that twice. It's my flatmate actually who's the main guy in the video. So he helps us out quite a lot. But yeah, it was frightening to have him sit on the settee while everything else is around him is on fire, but he seemed to enjoy it.
I mean, I certainly hope he did, because again, the music video turned out to be absolutely incredible. But I hope you guys still have footage of him running off that first time too, because you guys can make the Only Ones blooper reel video with all the fire and every single shot you have, where all of a sudden things are just don't go right, or fire gets a little too hot, or you're shooting something, all of a sudden one of those hay bales just goes super duper ablaze, and then right at the most inopportune moment just dies.
Oh, it was the smoke that absolutely killed us all. Just getting that constantly in his eyes and breathing it in, it was horrible.
Then I was say, how long did it take to finish this video then, in terms of the shooting process?
The first night, I think
we
it got dark at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then we shot until I think it were about 3:30, 4 o'clock when the sun started coming up, and we're like, we've not got everything. We'll have to come back tomorrow night. But I mean, it was fun. It was just a long shoot.
It really bummed us out because like we were so eager to get this music video done because like we were so excited about the concept, and we'd obviously only planned to have to get it all done in one night. So, and then all this fucking stuff was just going wrong. Like we couldn't set the big fire going, and we were like almost dying with all the smoke coming in our faces and stuff like that. So we was like was quite bummed out, to be fair, that we couldn't get it all done. So it was like was really happy on one side, and then really annoyed that we had to go back and go through all that again, like putting on the same horrible clothes that we'd literally been ragging through the dirt and the mud and everything like that. We had to put all that back on. It was fucking freezing as well.
Yeah. Oh, that was fun though. Like
it was worth it.
Messing up all of his clothes, and then we got to mess up the equipment as well, like all the guitars and drums and stuff. And we've got videos of just Matt hitting one of the amps with a hammer, going absolutely mad.
Yeah, that was probably the most fun part of the whole day for me. Just smashing the shit out of them amps with this hammer. It's so good.
It's like, all right, we gotta let Matt have some fun. All right, here's a hammer. Go destroy some shit. Okay, I got this.
I love it, dude. I love it.
So I gotta ask, because we've also just, again, we're going through kind of how the video is made, but who came up with the whole entire concept behind this video from you guys kind of in that field in the mud playing with all the fire around you, and then the concept of the guy in the room that I assume it was his potential, like supposed to be his girlfriend in that video, and everything that happened within there to relate to the song. Who came up with the concept of the video?
So Chris mainly comes up with the ideas for the video, but we'll always sit down and we always want to make sure that the video is a visual representation of like the lyrics or the story or however you want to interpret it. So we'll always I normally sit down with Chris and we talk about like the meaning of the song and what different like scenes we could use to get that emotion across to the viewers. So like I wrote the song, it's not about, you know, you fighting with your girlfriend and literally getting run over and stuff like that. That's not what the song's written about, but it's still consistent with the song, if you know what I mean. You can still find that story within the words. So that's why we went with the fire and stuff like that. One, we'd not done that before. Two, we really, really wanted to, because we all love fire and stuff like that. And three, like we knew that this was the perfect single to do it, because like epicness and fire go together like chalk and cheese. Do you know what I mean?
Sure,
yeah. So yeah, but Chris comes up with like the main concepts. To be fair, he's the brains behind it all.
Well, damn, now I wish Chris would have been here because I could ask him a couple more questions about that. Well, Chris, come on, man.
Dude, he puts himself through fucking hell and back, dude. Honestly,
no, yeah, he'll be doing
concepts like, and then because it's not just like this is a scene, this is a scene, this is a scene. It's like he puts like sketches for like each 10 seconds of the track. You know what I mean? So yeah, like he proper like goes balls deep into it. Like
yeah, he'll take a notepad with every little scenario, tick it off.
Yeah.
But it's going to be that kind of a level of attention to detail that's going to produce something like what you guys have with what the video ended up being, because you're having something that's a little bit more immersive and a little bit more understanding when it comes to each spot in the vocal set, so that, okay, now this is where the song is kind of going a little more talking about this set. So we're going to end up portraying this in this part, and then you're going to show that story through and through. Yeah, and exactly. Chris really going, full on anal attention to detail, really focusing in on that, makes a lot of sense, to the point where, again, you take a look at the YouTube statistics and the Spotify statistics, and they're relatively the same. So again, people constantly want to come back to this video. And for a 5-minute music video, that's not easy to do, because people's attention spans are not long.
Yeah, I totally agree. There's still like I think the best part about the video is like the last 30 seconds, which is just the image of the burning flowers and stuff like that. I think that one image sort of says everything about that song, if you know what I mean. And I know that obviously if you took that off, it'd be like a 4.5 minute video, which is a bit more acceptable. But and like we was umming and ahhing about it, like do we need that shot? And if we do have that shot, does it need to be that long, etc. And then we were just like, fuck it, like it works, it hits emotion, so that's why we kept it. I think it's definitely like the longest video we've done in it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, I mean, again, after watching, I think you definitely, I mean, keeping it in there is the right way to go due to the fact that when you're talking about the meaning of the song, no matter where the meaning goes specifically from person to person, it's that the burning flowers symbolize something that people are going to easily end up relating to, because when you think of flowers, there's certain connotations behind it. When you think of fire, there's certain meanings and connotations behind it. But when you see those flowers burning, it's like now the fire is overtaking whatever those flowers are representing. And whatever those flowers are representing is dead, basically. I mean, you burnt to the ground. It's gone. It's not coming back.
Yeah. I think that's something that we've always kept into his videos as well. We've consistently had the Yellow Roses from his first single that we released all the way through up to this album. And it's something that we always try and fit into his music videos, just to have that relation back to the Ghost Like You EP.
It's kind of like always having a little bit of an Easter egg in there. It's like, okay, for everyone that knows it's all right, try and spot the orange flower or yellow flowers. My bike's orange shit. Try and spot the yellow flowers, because then as the band continues to grow on and as you continue to make more music and more music videos, then you can start to subtly put these yellow flowers in certain places. So people that are really big fans of the band are going to watch these videos maybe 2 or 3 times just to try and spot not only the one instance where they've happened, or maybe multiple instances, try and figure out, okay, how many times they put those yellow flowers in there that are just there, for people to see.
Placed brightly, intricately, and in the right place.
We're gonna have to call it the CASKETS cinematic universe. Marvel ain't got nothing for you
guys. It'd just be Chris answering the phone, mate, to be fair.
There's just a Chris cinematic universe, and we're all just living in it. But you know what? I'm totally okay with that, seeing how this song is really being connected with a lot of people, especially on your own Facebook group as well for Caskets. I've been seeing nothing but absolute praise for this song. It's been something that has been absolutely unreal.
Yeah, I think the reactions that we all look forward to seeing after we release a single have been absolutely amazing. To see the emotional reaction to people seeing it for the first time. It's so weird to think that people, well, obviously people do relate to his lyrics, but to see the raw emotion in the face while watching it is unbelievable.
It's a heartbreaking song, isn't it? So like you want the listener to feel that. You want them to feel that heartache, and the fact that that emotion seems to have come across is like, it's our main goal. So we're stupidly proud of this track. Like really, really, really proud of what we've done with it.
Well, even when you come and talk about a lot of heartbreak that's going to be behind this song as well, everyone's gone through some sort of heartbreak at some point in their lives, especially, I mean, at the age that we're at right now, everyone's gone through it at least once. And when I took a look at it, I mean, I was just listening to lyrics, really trying to take everything in, and it kind of took me to a moment in time back in like 2017 where the girl I was dating, her and I completely had split. Like that was it. And I didn't know what the hell I wanted to do, but I was also not living life happy. I was depressed as all hell, trying to figure out what was going on, why things weren't going right. And she still like really, really, really wanted to get back together. But then as time had gone on, all of a sudden she didn't want to anymore. And all of a sudden I realized that I still really cared about her. So I wanted to. And then I started trying to get back, make that happen. And she'd already moved on at that point. And then I basically got left in the dust. And that's kind of where the song really took me, was to that moment where all of a sudden it's like, now I'm trying to get back. And then I'm the one getting like shot down, because now I'm realizing what I had and I really, really wanted at that time. And because I was questioning it, I completely lost it. So again, seeing those flowers burn at the end, like, and how the song connected every step of the way, man, this one kind of hurt emotionally, man. Like just having to go back to it, but it shows a lot more of you in terms of, again, for me, that was 4 years ago. So seeing where I was 4 years ago to now, it kind of like just takes me back to that point, but also lets me see where I was at that point to where I am now.
It's crazy, man. Music is incredible. It can make you feel every single emotion possible. There's nothing else. There's nothing else like it. And I feel like The Only Ones is probably the most, probably like the saddest song I've ever had a part in writing, to be fair. Because it wasn't specifically, like I said before, it wasn't specifically written about anything in particular. It was like just about heartbreak and different scenarios and how you can entwine those scenarios into different, if you lose a friend or if you lose a loved one or stuff like that. So like when I listen to it as a fan, it reminds me a lot of, I lost a friend when I was on tour a few years ago. And it just reminds me of that, especially like when the bridge cuts out and, it's talking about, I know I still see you in my sleep and stuff like that. So it's
Best bit of song, that. Absolutely.
It's an emotional one for sure.
Absolutely. But then again, I mean, just from your explanation and where I took it as well, we're seeing where, again, the core emotion behind the song is going to be the same throughout all of us. But then again, we've all gone through different things in our lives. So that's where the difference is intertwined.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Everyone relates to the same thing, but, differently. Yeah. So we just want people to feel that we put everything into our music. Do you know what I mean? Like it's all real. It's not fake. So people don't realize like how lonely and heartbreaking it is to be writing songs. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because you have to go through so many different emotions that maybe you didn't want to go through. Once again, you have to relive a lot of different things that you didn't want to relive when you're trying to talk about some more sensitive topics in terms of maybe heartbreak, in terms of depression, maybe suicidal tendencies, maybe just loss of whatever it might be. It could be anything, but because you've gone through certain things in your past, you're going to end up relating to those to really pull out the emotion and put it in these songs. And that's where a lot of that like real raw emotion comes in. And as fans of these songs, that's what we really love about it, where we're getting to see what you're saying. We get to actually feel what you're feeling by listening to music, and we get to relate it to ourselves so that we can give what we went through. If it's hard to explain, we can give that feeling a tangible explanation based off of these songs. But then one thing we never really get to see is when you're writing this, we never get to see the process and the kind of mental toll it takes in your mind to go through something like this once again to really pull out something this incredible.
Yeah, man, it can be a lonely place. Do you know what I mean? Like, even like I write a lot of my lyrics now with Chris. So like Chris knows everything about me. He knows more about me than my, do you know what I mean? My girlfriend knows probably. Like, so it's easy for me to like tell it, like if I'm feeling this, or we listen to like a song or a demo and we'll be like, what's this sound like vibe, giving off vibe wise. So it was like when we first heard The Only Ones as a demo, it was like, this is definitely like, this is sad as fuck. Like you only have to listen to the intro and it's like, that is so sad. Do you know what I mean? So it's like trying to pull back these different, then you try and pull back like these different situations that have happened in your life that make you feel, hurt, that make you hurt or make you sad. And that's the sort of place, well, I put myself in to be able to write those sort of lyrics. Do you know what I mean? I don't feel like I can just like, right, I'm going to sit down and write this fucking great sad emo song right now. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, a lot of people don't realize it, but it's nice when you tell them that and then they understand what you're saying. And it's like, well, yeah, like when someone's saying, well, when I'm reading a book and reading a story and I'm going, it makes me feel that. So you sort of get that connection to it as well. But yeah, man, it's a lonely place for sure, but it's definitely worth it in the long run.
I think you can still tell from the lyrics that you write that the emotions are true to yourself as well. Because when we were recording album, the bid points where Matt had have to do a couple of takes because you could feel the emotion in his voice, and he'd end up breaking. And I think that's something special about this album, is the fact that it's just so emotional and driven, and it's something that a lot of people can relate to, and hopefully people will enjoy it.
I mean, I think people absolutely will, and it's just the fact that you guys went so deep into certain things to really bring out all the emotion, especially, I mean, you take a look at the only ones, and that's really putting it out there in terms of just that full frontal, just this is what it is, this is the emotion, here it is kind of thing. Because, again, you take a look at people that are posting all these different reactions on YouTube to the song, and people start out with it, and, they're not necessarily sure what to expect because they never heard the song before. They're YouTube reactors. They're going into this completely blind on that specific song. But then, especially the way it starts with that intro, like with bringing in the piano, that might have been like the move to make just to start out this song, just because it brings you into this certain mindset. It brings you into this certain vibe of the song where it's not going to be something that's going to, just blow you away and just go full, like full metal on you, just go whoa, right in your face. But it opens the door potentially for some, because you also had that lighter electronic overlay on it, but then you really bring in this full on like higher piano melodic metalcore backing with electronic transition. I'm like, this is really, really, really taking me to like if 30 Seconds of Mars took their newer sound and blended it with their older one, but did it in the best possible way, where it's also heavy and light at the same time. But again, the heaviness hits in the theme and the lightness hits on the realization aspect of that theme. So, I mean, I kind of sat there just after the intro, just trying to figure out this song. I'm thinking, this is just the intro, and I'm already just like super into this, the whole entire mindset and idea behind this song. And then you get to the video as well, just to match everything together. It's just that intro brings you into the song so well and brings you into that mindset so well before any word is even said.
No.
What a comparison, by the way. Like 30 Seconds of Mars, thank you. Like, I absolutely adore them. Great band.
Absolutely. I like a lot of I like their first 3 albums. Their last 2 albums I really don't care for because it has a lot more of a lighter, poppier aspect to it. But it's like there's certain songs I'm like, I pick out there, I'm like, okay, there's certain things like about some of their songs on Love, Lust, Faith, Dreams in America, but not a whole lot of it. However, if you took some of the ideas behind it and put it in something like off of A Beautiful Lie or off of their first album or off of This Is War, and just put that in there and blended it to the way that you think would be the best possible way, that's pretty much what you guys did just with the intro right here. And I'm just thinking,
wow.
Cheers, man.
How in the hell did you guys come up with this? I'm like, I'm kind of just blown away at the fact. And again, you get in the mindset of the whole entire song and the whole entire meaning of the song, and no word has been said yet. Like, you're already in your mindset. You're already ready to just dive deep into something emotional that you're not potentially ready for, but you're going to go into anyway. Like, it's the perfect primer to jump into the song.
Yeah, I feel like you definitely know something heavy is coming once it goes like into the first verse. Once you've heard like that sad little piano bit and then the little genty riff, but still with the little sad piano line over it, and then everything dies down for the verse. I feel like you already know exactly what's coming from the song.
Yeah,
but
when
it's nice
we got
to see people's surprises with the video.
Yeah, when we got the final edit back for The Only Ones, it was a song that everyone immediately knew we wanted to be the opening track on the album, just because of that heavy riff at the beginning.
Oh yeah, even as the opening track on the album as well, because I gotta quickly pull up the album listing and run through because I don't want to mess it up. But starting the album with that again, not only just gonna start out the song the way that it does, but it also is gonna open up the whole entire album in the way of, alrighty, now we have to be open to this experience. We're going to have to really dive deep into ourselves to really fully embrace the album as well. It's very, very similar to what Beartooth did on their most recent record, Below, where I listened to the initial song and I'm like, this song is more of like this heavy metal, like when Avenged Sevenfold went metal back in 2013, kind of had that style. But then it just lets you dive deep into what Caleb Shum was trying to do. With The Only Ones on your end, I'm just thinking it's the exact same kind of style where, not the exact same kind of style of music, but the exact same kind of style where we're getting into the album and we're being open to the album experience. We're really being drawn in and we're fully accepting that. And this is off of what, the first 30 seconds maybe of the first track?
Yeah. I think it's a good introduction to the album as well because it's got little bits of elements of every song on the album so you can figure out what is to come.
I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of a little bit scared to go through this album because I don't know how deep in my own mind and my own self I'm going to end up going by the time I hit like track 6 or 7. I'm probably going to be like...
I will say, I take back what I said earlier. This is not the saddest song on the album. This is not the saddest song on the album. I take back what I said. I was just thinking, like, through the set list, through the list in my head then, I was like, no. There's
All
some
right.
really like.
You know I'm gonna have
some
to ask it. Which one
straightforward-
is the saddest song on this album?
Well,
I'd
what are you
say-
thinking, Matt?
I'd say either The Final Say or Hopes and Dreams.
Oh, that is a cracking song.
Yeah,
I
it
was
is.
gonna say so myself. I love that song. Yeah.
Alrighty. So why those two? And keep in mind, I have not heard any of the only songs I've heard so far are the 3 singles that are out. So
Yeah.
I can't go into anything instrumental. Like I'm asking you like, why are these the saddest songs? Because by the time this album run through comes through on August 13th, and I listen through it, I mean, I'm gonna be potentially ready to. I might have to make sure I'm in like in my car or something, or like at home by myself listening, because all of a sudden you might see me just like. Just kind of lose my own self in that way. Hey, lose myself, the 8th track.
I think for me, Hopes and Dreams, I won't say much about it, but when I first heard it, Matt brought it to us, and I was just like, this is absolutely incredible. It's the first song I've heard him write all the way through himself, and mad.
Yeah. I don't want to say much about Hopes and Dreams because it's a nice surprise on the album, let's say. But The Final Say, it's lyrically, it's so sad, like so sad. It's about like it's about a relationship between a father and a son, from the son's perspective after the father has died, but they were in like a bit of an abusive relationship basically. So it's the son's, it's basically what the song is about, what the son would have said to his father if he really felt like he could have said what was in his mind, if you know what I mean. So it's like, imagine like someone speaking to their dad's grave, telling them what they really wanted and what they really thought and stuff like that.
No, I think that one's going to be one that very similar to the only ones where people are going to really latch onto it, because if it's going to be specific between like a father and a son from the son's perspective, it's going to be something similar where we can all pull out something similar to where maybe we had a relative or a friend that has died or something like that, but we had something we wanted to say to them, or we kept something in and now we can't fully say it. So it's like, if we had the chance, what would we say? Yeah. Because, and it could be anybody, but for people that have gone through something more specific to what you're referring to with more of an abusive father-son relationship, and now the father's gone, so this is from the son's perspective, you could potentially be having another thing where all of a sudden you're going to get YouTube reactors to pull up like the lyric video or something like that, listen to it, and you might see some of the like biggest, just, I'm not talking like breakdowns like like not that, I'm talking like breakdowns on camera, like just realizing maybe certain things about if they had a relative, maybe a father, mother, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, grandfather, grandmother, whoever it might be, that they never had a chance to say the things they wanted to say and now they're gone. You might just open up like Pandora's box of emotions right there for people on camera, on YouTube. Yeah. And all of a sudden now you've got just this song that's just going absolutely insanely viral because of how people are reacting to it online.
I hope so, man. Like, I feel like that's definitely the song on the album that it's the biggest tearjerker, I think. Like it's I'd say it's heavier than the only ones.
Yeah,
in a musical aspect. Probably, yeah, it is like, it's heavier than the only ones, but sadder. I don't know how to make that make any more sense, to be fair. But it is true. That is the truth.
Yeah, it is.
It's heavier but sadder. But like, I mean, I have to ask, is it heavier just like instrumentally it's going to be heavier than the only ones, or heavy is just like that emotional weight behind it is going to be heavier than the only ones?
I'd say both. Yeah, both.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. The music is definitely heavier than the only ones. Yeah.
Alrighty, okay. So now by the time August 13th comes out, okay, I might definitely have to like just take the day off of work and be like, okay, now, because there's a bunch of other albums I want to listen to, but I'm like, I'm gonna have to start out with Lost Souls by Caskets and just jump into this thing. And I'm probably gonna be sitting on my couch just listen to it, just my hand like this, like, okay, let's just keep going through. And by the time, you get the Hope and Dreams and the Final Say, I'm just gonna probably be like, I got 2 more. I don't know if I can go 2 more. Like, this is going to be just emotionally taxing on me. I'm going to find out so much shit about myself that I had either just like completely written off or like shoved deep down, like stay the fuck down there, just stay down. It's gonna come out and be
suppressed.
like, pretty much, yeah. It's gonna be, oh god, it's gonna be something that's gonna be just it. Honestly, could be like a life-changing moment, because for a lot of people, if they're going to run through this album from top to bottom, they could realize so many different things about themselves just through the way the music is composed, through the way the lyrics are written, through how everything is put together, to realize certain things to where maybe they're going to start looking at life in a different light in terms of maybe their relationships relationships with their father, with their mother, with their family, with their friends, with their loved ones, with their significant other, and then just with themselves as well. There's so many different things you could go off of. And through the 3 singles already, the only ones, Glass Heart and Lost in Echoes, I mean, it's the last like couple of days, like, because there's certain things I haven't been doing too well with. Like, I've been listening to them and it's just kind of taken me for a ride in a way. And again, this is just the first 3 singles off it. There's 8 songs I still have yet to hear. And I have no idea what to exactly expect in terms of if I'm able to get through this whole thing without basically going through some like super duper existential, just like supernatural kind of thing. I don't know how to describe it in terms of just like, I might have like this full on out of body experience where I go through my life and just like in a movie kind of thing and just see different aspects and start realizing certain things that I completely missed.
I hope so, man. It's like every song on the track has like a different meaning, but I'd like to think that it all still gels perfectly. So there's a lot of different emotions and a lot of different sounds, but it's still our sound. And there's definitely a few surprises on the album that you won't be expecting.
And I take it those are surprises that you'd rather have people hear for the first time instead of just hear us talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
Totally understandable, because not gonna lie, there are certain things about this album where I'm like, there's certain things I don't even want to ask, because I want to experience that firsthand in terms of I want to actually listen to this thing and just feel the whole power behind it as well. Just due to the fact that, again, from the fact that I only found out about you guys from the fact of the name change to now just listening to your stuff rather consistently, sharing your band as with many people as I possibly can. Hell, I was out at the bar one night and one of my friends asked me, hey man, you know all this kind of new music? I just said, yeah, sure, of course I know new music. All right, here's my phone. Just start typing in bands that I should listen to. I asked him what exactly he wanted. He's like, well, we're listening to pop punk right now, so anything that kind of would get me in that kind of an emotion, maybe a little bit darker emotion, maybe a little bit like whatever it might be, just throw some on there you think I'm going to like. I'm like, okay, I got you covered. First band I put on the list, Caskets. In all caps, too. I'm like, no, you're definitely sticking with this one. And I had maybe 15 or 16 others behind there. He's like, okay, which one should I start out with? I said, start at the top of the list. Just do it.
Straight from the top, straight to the bottom.
I have no idea what his reaction was and if he has started listening to it yet, but I'm waiting for that message to come across just saying, dude, what have you done to me? I don't know what to do with myself anymore. I'm listening to this band Caskets, and I know I've got 15 others you listed for me, but I just can't stop listening to it. My response is just going to be 2 words: you're welcome.
Thanks.
Well, fingers crossed he likes us anyway. Yeah. Thank you for sharing it.
Yeah,
I want to share this band with as many people as possible. I mean, when I was talking with a bunch of people about the band when I released the podcast, people are like, I had no clue about this band whatsoever. I had no clue they even existed. I'm like, yeah, I didn't either until I just randomly, by sheer happenstance, found out about them. And now take a look at what's going on. You guys are releasing the new album. You guys released the video for The Only Ones, and people on YouTube are making videos of themselves reacting to it. I mean, I'm still waiting for some of those Nick Nocturnal to basically pull it up on a live stream, listen to it, and then just kind of get lost in it. And by the end of it, he's probably gonna have his hands on his head, just like, what did I just go through? It just kind of shaking in a way, just like.
Yeah, there was that what's it called? Is it D Gibby or something?
Yeah, D Gibby.
He's a big reactor. He did Signs and Falling Apart as a reaction.
Hilarious.
And it was so funny watching him, just thinking, I've watched your videos for so long.
Yeah, I gotta ask, what's it like with certain reactors when you've been watching their videos about this, and these are reactors that you've watched before they even knew about you guys?
No, it's surreal.
Yeah, it's all really surreal, mate. Everything's still surreal. None of it's kicked in. None of it's we've been signed for over a year now, and it's still not sunk in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think once we release the album and hopefully we can have a little party or something. I think that's when we'll all be able to relax and let it all sink in. But
Yeah,
at the minute, it's all constantly doing things, so we've
we
not
haven't
really had time to react.
Yeah, we haven't had time to take a step back and sort of soak it all in yet. So we're literally always on it. Like, as soon as these 50 million fucking things that we need to do have been done, there's another 100 million things that need to be done next. So like, it's just the ball's just fucking getting bigger and bigger, and it just never stops me. Like, but yeah, I can't wait just to be able to sit back, like when we can all meet up, sit back and have a beer and just listen through the album. And I can't wait, dude. Can't wait.
I would say if you get a chance on release day or on that weekend of release day, if you get a chance to get all of you guys together just to sit down together, just basically get like a case or two of beer or three, you know, however many you guys want, probably three, but just sit in a room, just listen to the album and just kind of take it all in and enjoy the moment, because there are so many bands that come up. There's so many bands that form, but there are very few that even get to that like first full album. Like, don't even get signed and then have this first album. And then just to see where it's going to go from there, just have a moment to just take it all in, because you only get to make your first album once. And I'm not talking about like re-recording it or anything, because that's something completely different. Like, you only get a chance to really make your first full-length album one time. So the fact that you guys have done it, it's going to be released on August 13th. Make sure you take some sort of time to just sit back, listen to it, and just enjoy the fact that you have created something that so many people are going to be listening to, reacting to, and getting into, to the point where all of a sudden, you know, next year in 2022 is going to roll around, and you're potentially all of a sudden, okay, you're going to end up going and tour in this country, in this country, in this country. Now you're going to end up coming over to the United States, and I'm going to have 3 cases of beer ready for you guys when you get over here.
Yes, 3 cases of Budweiser.
Oh, lovely.
Alrighty, I can make that happen.
I think hopefully we can maybe do a listening party or something online like that. Have some drinks with some people from the Lost Souls Club group on Facebook.
Yeah, we'll probably live stream it, and you'll by the time we get to the album, we'll probably all be in each other's fucking arms, rolling our eyes. I'm so proud of you, dude. I'm so proud of you.
That'd probably be the reaction from the Facebook group too. Just people just going absolutely nuts. Just, oh my god, I can't help it. Like, they'll be holding the vinyl, just like, oh.
I can't wait to see those and get my hands on one. Yeah.
See, that's what I was going to tell you guys. Like, I would say I would pre-order this album, but that would imply that I haven't pre-ordered the album yet. And I'm pretty sure after the last time I was on with you guys, like literally after I hung up on the call, I went to Sharptone's website and pre-ordered the vinyl. Like, I went right to it. I'm like, okay, I'm not messing around with this. I'm definitely picking this up.
Their vinyl's real nice as well.
I had to get the yellow one because I think there were a couple variations. I had to get the yellow one because, well, that just makes sense.
Yeah, they've got the yellow one with the black blob in the middle, haven't they?
Yeah.
That would make it sound so nice, but it's fake.
I'll say, trust me, for everyone listening, when that album comes out, I will definitely, and I get the vinyl in my hands, I'll definitely post a picture of it so you can see exactly what we're talking about. And will I post a picture of it just in my hands? Nah, it'll be better if I post a video of it with the speakers on full volume and that thing spinning on the record player.
Yeah.
And then a picture of me afterwards just going like, oh. Just like struggling just to hold in just the excitement, but also struggling to hold in any emotion at that moment. It might be just this utmost trip, but I don't know. My question to you guys is, how about this? When I get the album for the first time, what should I do to listen to it? Should I first listen to it on the full run through, like on like a drive, just like in my car by myself? Because sometimes when you listen to an album in the car, you really get into it. Or headphones. I was gonna say, or blast it on this thing, because I got my 2 speakers down there, and potentially, I'll put it this way: my neighborhood's gonna listen to Caskets. I'm not sure if they want to, but they're going to.
It should be like that scene in that film. What is it? Where it's a guy sat in a leather chair with speakers facing towards him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Can't remember what that's called. It might be, yeah, because on Jackass they do like another version of it and
with the airplane,
like a jet plane behind it. Yeah.
You know what? I might have to actually make that happen.
Yeah, you should. I recommend Through the Record Player, dude. Up to 11.
All right. I mean, I'm pretty sure I might actually go up to 12. Honestly, I think I messed up some wires at some point where the the volume threshold no longer applies. I may have to tell my.
They're gonna love you, dude.
I might tell my landlord about it first. Like, I'm gonna blast this album. It's 46 minutes long. I'm gonna blast for those 46 minutes. I'll tell you what time I'm doing it, because if you want to listen to it, then just stay home. But if you got something you got to do, or you just don't want to like listen to how loud it's gonna be, I'll just give you a fair warning. The neighbors, not so much. I'm opening the windows. Like, I'm not messing around with this.
I'm gonna piss everyone off on my street.
And then all of a sudden, by the time the album ends, all of a sudden I'm gonna see some blue and red flashing lights outside my house. All of a sudden, what the heck's there? Yep, there's gonna be a cop coming to serve a noise complaint. It's like, sir, we have a noise complaint from the entire neighborhood. I would say, complaint? I'm pretty sure they were complaining for the first like maybe 5 seconds. They're like, what the hell is going on? And they realized what I was playing, and now they're probably all regretting the fact that they called, because now they're all just like, that was amazing. And then they'll leave, and they'll get another knock on the door, and I'll open up, and they'll be all my neighbors. Hey, what were you playing? We kind of want to listen to that, like, but on our like not full volume. I'm like, okay.
I think I'm going to go around to my mum and dad's to listen to it on vinyl, because I don't have a vinyl player, but they do, and I think it'd be really nice just to be able to see their reaction to it, because they've not actually listened to it all the way through either. So I want to see what they think of it.
Oh, definitely do that. Definitely.
I've not shown anyone the album.
No, I think
My girlfriend's not even heard all the album.
No, she's not. Mad.
Dude.
Matt's keeping this one as close to the vest as humanly possible.
I want everyone to hear it all at the same time. I mean,
no, I get that though. I mean, you put so much work in this, and you want to make sure that when it gets released, you don't want to have anyone just like, okay, I want to get a little bit here, a little bit there, and all of a sudden potentially have somewhere someone leaks the album and then it's out like 2 weeks before, and then there's a huge, massive problem with it. I think I saw something similar happen with, I think it was last year for Make Them Suffer's album, because it was really supposed to come out like June, then it got pushed back to the end of July. Then all of a sudden it was the company that they went through to press the vinyl. They had started shipping the vinyls out like 3 days before the initial release date in June. So now people were getting the album like a month and a half ahead of time. And then they just said, and then they're like, well, we're just completely screwed right now. So we can't just like have these vinyls sitting out there for people listening to them. And all of a sudden it's just, well, now the album's out there, but it's not fully out there. So they just said, screw it, we're going to release the whole thing. But I totally understand where that is, because with how incredibly impactful this album's going to be in terms of people's emotions, for everyone to go through it together at the exact same time, very similar, like if we were at a live show, which after 2020, we kind of need to make sure that happens. Not a bad idea to make sure have it like everyone go through this at the exact same time.
Yeah,
it'd be nice. It'd be nice for especially like our fans, especially in the Lost Souls Club. It would be nice for everyone to be listening to it, almost at the same time, because then not only do you get a lot of buzz back from it, but they interact. Like, I feel like the fans will interact a lot better with each other, with a fresh set of ears. Just listen to it rather than being like, well, this guy's just listened to it and he's talking to someone that listened to it 16 hours ago, and they're not going to be like on the same, buzz level. Do you know what I mean? We want everyone on the same level so that they can, so they can go through it all together and talk about it all at the same time, all at once. That's what I'd love.
And then the interaction on the fans, especially in the Lost Souls group, you're going to get not only the standard interaction you're getting between people when they post on there and the comments they get, but you're going to get people that have maybe posted once or maybe commented once. Now they're going to be more consistently commenting on that day, because you're going to be seeing how people are interpreting songs, what they're getting out of it, the emotions that they're feeling when they went through it, and how people are going to connect with it in terms of, say something like when we were talking about the only ones where the interpretation I had, maybe someone that's also in the Lost Souls group maybe went through something incredibly similar, and now we're talking about it instead of just talking about the song in terms of, oh, do you like the song? And now we're sharing more of the personality behind the song, more of the personality that we each have, to the point where now we have even a greater appreciation for the song. But then all the fans that go through and read those comments, now they have a greater appreciation for the song as well, because they're seeing how impactful it is for people that have gone through different situations in life.
Yeah, man, they have a greater appreciation for each other as well. Do you know what I mean? Like sharing emotional things that they've been through with someone who's basically a stranger online. Do you know what I mean? They connect through a band or whatever, and once you share those emotional and suffrageous things that you've gone through, it brings you closer together as two people as well. As weird as that'd sound like over the internet, do you know what I mean? But it can help people about their problems and suppress feelings, like you said earlier, and stuff like that. I mean, you could listen to a song together, like, and it could bring up all the emotions, that you've probably not felt like you could speak about to anyone else before. Do you know what I mean? And maybe you can now. So I just want it to like not unite everyone, but do you know what I mean? I want it to like, hey, I feel like a fucking prime minister saying that. I just want it to like, I just want our music to bring people closer together, man. Do you know what I mean? I want people to not be afraid to express their emotions and speak about the things that they've gone through, because speaking about terrible things you've gone through can help the person that's listening. Help them deal with whatever they're going through, or help them deal with whatever they might go through in the future. So I just want everyone to like, just connect through it. And I feel like that's what music is there to do, for people to connect.
I think a lot of us fans have come to realise through joining Lost Souls Club is that our fan base is absolutely amazing. They all seem to support each other. And like Matt says, it's a great place for other people to meet other fans. And it does seem to be just like a family building up, getting bigger, getting stronger. So I'm hoping that the album will bring everyone a lot closer together. And you see people posting about something that's happened to them, and you'll get comments of all the other fans supporting them, saying they've gone through the same thing, or if you need anything, give them a message. So I think it's really good to have this group and have everyone come together.
Oh, and 100%, I totally agree with that, because through listening to music and through this podcast, through everything else I've done with all this stuff, I've listened to so much music and connected with so many other people that I never thought I would ever have a chance to connect with, or ever thought that, go back 3-4 years, that I would even potentially want to connect with, just because different personalities, different ideas on life, whatever it might be. But when it comes to music and when we talk about this stuff, we start to see that we've all gone through certain things in life. We've all dealt with different emotions. We've all dealt with different situations. But when it comes down to it, we're all just human. We're all very much the same in a way. So when we're listening to music and we connect with a certain song, because maybe someone that is the complete opposite of me listens to one of your songs and sees it the exact same way that I do, and understands it the exact same way that I do, in terms of, okay, this is where we think of the meaning is, this is how we relate to it, this is where the emotion comes in. Now all of a sudden we're talking and we're connecting, and it could be someone from 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 miles away that has a completely different idea on life than I do. But now we became, we have this bond, we have this friendship off of something like that. And even in 2020, without live music, that has gone completely lost, because now we're not being able to see people face to face in that time frame where we're connecting with the music. Now 2021's here, live shows are back. We're able to do that once again. However, with the Lost Souls group, it's something where it seems like it's a lot more open for an online setting, where people can freely share what they thought about these songs. They can freely share what they experienced and went through. They can freely share their emotions and not feel afraid that people are going to come after them because of maybe what they've gone through. There's more of this comfort level to where when you're going to say stuff, people aren't going to just use it against you. People are going to listen to understand what you're trying to say, understand what you try to go through, and then maybe bring up some of their experiences to relate to what you went through or are going through, and potentially help you out with whatever you went through. Music creates this community. Music creates this family. And with the Lost Souls group, I mean, I've seen a lot of different Facebook groups. I'm a part of a lot of different Facebook groups. The consistent positivity that is shared between all the members of the Lost Souls group is probably the best I've seen in any group I'm a part of.
Oh, thank
unbelievable.
You, incredible. Thank you, dude. Appreciate it. It's not, to be fair, I'm not gonna lie, like, it's all the fans, to be honest, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, we don't post that much on it, and if we do, normally, if it's not Chris posting and it's one of the rest of the boys, it's normally just random crap that we're posting out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's always
I put a post out the other week of like me in my fucking dressing gown. I look like a state with my dog. Do you know what I mean? To say this is the dog, this is the band dog, and like that thread was going for fucking about 2 weeks after that. Everyone just like sending pictures of the dogs and stuff like that. So yeah, like, and it was sick. Like we just want it to be a safe place, mate. Do you know what I mean? A safe place where people can come together and enjoy music.
Yeah, it's a place for us to, I'd say, get close to the fans as well. It's something that makes us feel more involved with the fans and vice versa. And yeah, I just think it's a nice community, and we always post things on there before that we would on any other social media page. So you do also get that where you'll get something before anyone else does.
Yeah.
But it's also the fact that you guys are consistently connecting with fans on that page as well, because you guys don't just have fans from around where you are. You have fans all over the world at this point now. And this is one spot where you can legitimately talk to them and legitimately connect with them in more of a personal way than just making a post on your personal fans page or on Instagram, Twitter, whatever it might be, and then seeing all these people come in at the same time. Now you're posting maybe certain announcements that you're making, maybe like what Matt said, just some wacky random post, just this is the band dog. Here you go. And all of a sudden people are posting their dogs as well, pictures of their dogs, and everyone's having fun with it. But when you guys end up posting on that group and are responding to posts on that group and keeping those threads going, people are feeling more of a connectiveness to the band than they would really maybe any other band that they're following at that point, because not only they're seeing that the comments are like their comments are being seen and heard, but they're also being responded to genuinely. Now that's the key, genuinely, because there are bands and artists I've seen them online, and it's like I see the response that they have. Yeah, I like the fact they respond. One problem is there are times where it's just like the same responses over and over and over again. Yeah. It's like you basically are like responding to stuff, and you have a button on your phone where it's just like, okay, once the keyboard comes up and hit this, and all of a sudden it just basically fills out the message right there for you over and over and over again.
That's something we put a lot of time into, responding to comments, because we want people to know that we are listening and we are the ones responding to them. And it makes them feel a bit more involved and for them to be heard. So every time we release a single or put a video up or something like that, we're always on the social medias responding to every individual comment, just so people know that we're grateful for the support.
And it's that kind of effort that's really going to take you much further as well, because even at times, yeah, I get it, where you're going to it takes a lot to comment on a lot of stuff. It takes a lot to just like constantly be genuine about it and write unique comments that are specific to the thread or the situation that you're talking about. But the thing is, if you end up doing that, it's people will see that. People will get more connected with the band to the point where when you guys are ready to release this album, people are going to tell their friends about it. People are going to post on their own social about it because they feel more of a connectiveness to the band than they do any other band they might be talking about or listening to. There's so much just, what's the perfect way to put it? There's so much just like equity, like emotional equity that's gained by doing that than just, I mean, having the group is a huge thing, but the fact that you're actively participating in that Lost Souls group makes it so much better, because now people can really connect with you and really feel like, again, their voice is being heard, their opinions are being heard, their stories are being heard. And when you guys respond to them, honestly, that makes people's days right then and there, especially if they're fans, man. All of a sudden, like someone posts something, then you got one of you guys responds. They could be having a horrible day. All of a sudden they see you respond and boom, their mood is changed like that. Like it's like bad mood, gone. Good mood, rest of the day. Yeah, it's like, yeah, sure, you know, bad things been happening all day, but I posted on the Lost Souls group and Matt responded with a picture of his dog. Today's a good day.
Yeah, I think if it takes a second out of your day to make someone else's day entirely, then why would you not do that? It's something that we always want to do consistently.
We're just we're just some guys like in a band. We're still massive fans of music. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like we want to treat our fans the way that us as fans would like to be treated by a band, if you know what I mean. So like James said, it takes fucking 10 seconds to write back to a message. Do you know what I mean? Like, and 10 seconds is nothing out of your day, and it can completely change their day from seeing it. So why wouldn't you do that? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I mean,
That's
I
the
absolutely
argument.
lost.
Why the fuck wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Like,
I absolutely lost my shit when I think it was Sam from Architects. He were on a live stream or something, and I typed something in, and he responded to me, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, but
I
it's like
still get
what?
it now, man. I still get it now. Like, you know, like thanks, because like being in the band, like I've managed to meet like a few of my idols and stuff like that, and like it's crazy because you like you spend like your whole life or whatever like idolizing this person, and then you get to meet them and you realize that they're literally just a person, man. Do you know what I mean? They're just this awesome, humble person, like. And I don't want people to see us like that. I don't want to sound like big-headed or anything like that, but we are literally just like normal, common, middle of
Very
England
common
people. just making music that we like, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So
No, I say absolutely know what you mean. Even like in 2018 when I got to meet Jared Leto and I got to talk to him for a little bit, my thought process was, this guy reminds me so much of my best friend. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just going to treat him like I would my best friend. That's it. I'm not, and this was within like 2 seconds of me starting to talk to him. I already figured it out. I'm like, holy crap. Had a great conversation with the guy. And I'm like, you know what? This is perfectly fine. Just, I'm thinking about, maybe they just want to be treated like you would treat everybody else and not like, oh my God, it's them.
God, he's a talented bastard though, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Model, director, what else? Singer,
actor, director,
actor,
singer,
cult leader.
Pretty much. But where I was going with that is, with you guys, it's when, like with what you said, James, when all of a sudden like you were on Architects live stream and Sam responded to you, that's what people have reactions to when you respond to them. It's the same thing. And it's just, you understand that when you respond to that, when you got responded to from Sam, you felt this just you just felt this happiness, you felt this connectiveness, because now one of your favorite artists is responding to you. Now you're on the other end of that where you're the one responding to them. And again, you're doing the exact same thing. But Matt, you said something that I want to make sure you guys never forget. And it was when it came to the group, making sure that, you guys are just people. And making sure that you connect with those people. And making sure that, you guys are just normal people, nothing behind it. And how would you want you to be treated when you guys were fans? That was the key. It was, you guys get this mindset of, we are music fans. When we're music fans, how do we want a band to respect us? How do we want a band to treat us as fans? Now let's take what we want to have happen and use it ourselves.
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. We just, we definitely we try to reply to every single message that we get sent, whether it's like DMs or comments on YouTube and Instagram and stuff like that. Like just simply because like it's literally the least we could do. Like it's the least we could do. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, not gonna lie, being an absolute little emo fan, do you know what I mean? Like when I was a kid, I used to like message like bands and stuff like that, saying how cool the songs are and stuff like that, and sort of like pray that maybe I'll get a reply back, and you never do. Do you know what I mean? So it's like it takes fucking 10 seconds out of your day to do it, like, and with that like hard on it, that we literally like take it in turns like to do replies. So we'll do James will do a day, and then like Chris will do a day and whatnot. But to be fair, over the last few weeks, James has been on it, to be fair, haven't you, mate?
Oh, my fingers have been on fire.
So if your fingers have been on fire, now I know what you guys really used to light those hay bales during the Only Ones video. It's just James' fingers. All right, he's been commenting for about 5 minutes now. Okay, and quickly. All right, we got 20 seconds to get this shot. Let's go.
Now.
But again, you're gonna see that as the band continues to grow. I'll put it this way: as the band continues to grow, you're gonna have more people fun. Then you're gonna have more people commenting towards the band. You're gonna have a lot more people in the Lost Souls group as well, to the point where even between all 5 of you guys, I'm not gonna lie, there's gonna come some point where you're not gonna be able to get to everybody. It's just and respond to every comment, respond to every DM. It's gonna be that way.
Yeah, we thought about that.
But the key is to continue to just consistently respond to comments, respond to DMs, respond to any message you get. But if there's too many of them, still respond to a certain number of them or a good number of them.
We'll do as many as possible.
Yeah, because then it's like, okay, if you get to the size of like, I'm just gonna try and use a good. So if you get to like the size of architects, just use them as an example. They're not like, just by sheer size, they're not gonna like respond to every DM, every comment, everything like that. But if the fact that people are seeing that you're continually commenting those genuine comments, you're responding to DMs, whatever it might be, people are still going to be sending you all those up because they know that there is going to be a good chance that you're going to see it, that you're going to respond to it, that you're going to be able to really take their, whatever they're going to say in and really understand it. And like, okay, say they really like a song, they really connected, they're going to tell you a story about it. You're able to read that story. Or even if you get to the point where you guys are so big where you can't see everything, there's still a good chance you're going to end up seeing that story at some point.
Yeah, 100%, man. 100%. I mean, I don't know, James, but like, I get messages now like from fans, and the first thing they write is like, you're probably not going to see this, but you know what I mean? Or I could only wish in my dreams that you'd see this, but and it's like, really? Like, what, really? It's like, hey, dude. I'm like, oh my god. No, it's cool. And then we'll be chatting for like the next fucking 3 weeks. You know what I mean? Like, I love it, dude, to be fair. It's ace.
It was like when I was trying to figure out how to reach out to the band, I'm like, okay, let's just figure out the best way to do this. I sent an email and all of a sudden it's like, all right, just talk to James. He'll help you out with everything. I'm like, oh, shoot. Man. Okay. This makes it a lot easier. And then, and all of a sudden it's like second time, I'm like, okay, ready to do this. Reach right back out to James. I'm like, okay, can we do this? And all of a sudden, okay, well, we got a couple more people to involve in this. So let's just make that happen. Alrighty, bing, bang, boom, get it done, get it set. And here we are. But it's just that consistent level of response that you guys have had. It's just going to continue to grow the band, even though it's a little bit more of like a slower growth. I look at it as even though you're building fans, you're building fans are going to have a much stronger connection to the band. It's that someone's like, okay, you release one song and all of a sudden it's hot for 2 weeks and a lot of people come flooding in and then they kind of pull it back out. It's like, yeah, you might have like 500 or 1,000 come in maybe this month or something like that as fans. But when those 500,000 come in, they're not coming out. Like they're in there. They're fans of the band and they're going to end up supporting the band because they feel more connected to it. They feel more important in a way. And they're going to want to show that respect back to you guys.
Well, I mean, they are important. I mean, they are the one who listen to us. They're the ones that have got us to where we are at the minute. They're the ones that buy tickets to come and see us. So yeah, they are important.
They are the gods in this industry. They are literally gods. And we should be on our feet, kissing every single one of their feet. On our knees, kissing every one of their feet.
I think it was something I just saw Brent Smith from Shine Out post something about the Blue Ridge Rock Fest here in the United States out in Virginia, where because it recently sold out at the beginning of July for everything, and it's like we have the best boss in the world because it's the fans. So it's like we're doing this for the fans. We're doing everything here for the fans, and just understanding that. I mean, take a look at how big Shinedown is, and the fact that you guys have that you guys have a certain relationship with your fans that is that genuine, that's that strong, and that's just continuing to grow in terms of not only the bond between you and your fans, but also the amount of fans that are in that group as well. It just keeps rolling. It just keeps going. So. Again, by the time this album comes out, by the time 2022 rolls around, who knows? Your 290-something thousand monthly listeners on Spotify at the recording of this podcast might be closer to, I don't know, does a million sound good?
It sounds very good.
One sounds good to me.
How about 1 times a million? How about that one, Matt?
Like, yes, I'll take that one.
All of a sudden, they'll just be like, okay, we got this one guy that's streaming 1 million times. Who the heck is it? All of a sudden, it's just every single chance I have. All of a sudden, just here comes Alexa, just with the only ones on repeat. Why? Just to keep it going, man. Just to keep it going.
Dude, he's getting free merch and everything. It's all going to him.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's like, oh, we get the free merch. Wait, but the Alexa's playing it, so all of a sudden get a little T-shirt for Amazon Alexa. Okay, it says it's a yellow one. It says Caskets on it, and we're good to go.
They are the reason that we do this, like, and they are the reason that we're able to do this and that we can continue doing this. So sending like a reply back and to a message that they've sent, do you know what I mean, or trying to get them involved in some sort of competition or stuff like that. Like I said, it's the least we can do, because if not for them, do you know what I mean, I'd still be still be in some dead end job with like no hopes of future. Like, so,
yeah, I've got that hope now.
And hope is an incredibly strong thing, because when you have that, it's just things can potentially start going wrong in different aspects, like, but it's like, you know what, I'm still rolling on. Why? I got hope. There's certain things about life right now I'm like, you know what, just things aren't going real well. I kind of get down about them, but then all of a sudden it's like, well, am I doing fine? Yeah, the podcast is starting to grow really nicely, picking up sponsors for it. So yeah, there's hope there. And all of a sudden just starting to see some of the bands I get to interview, talk to, and some of the ones I actually get to basically kind of like feels like becoming friends with. It's like, you know what, I'm absolutely loving this. Let's just keep it rolling, to the point where I could be just feeling like absolute shit 15 minutes before I'm supposed to record a podcast. I sit down, might be feeling like just tired, whatnot, just open everything up. Okay. All of a sudden I see on the Zoom call, I see the first name pop up. And I hit that accept button, and all of a sudden my energy level just goes from here to here right away, and it just doesn't stay down. It stays up here and might even go higher. I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep rolling with this thing. Let's just keep going with it.
It's music, dude. The conversation of music. It's amazing. I'm the same. I'm the same. To be fair, like because I was really struggling with like anxiety and nerves and stuff like that, especially when it comes to doing interviews and stuff like that. So normally half an hour before like an interview, I'll be like sat on the sofa, like fucking biting my nails, like, come on, hurry up, half an hour. I just want to do it now. Like, but then after like 5 minutes, like you sort of settle in, realize that no one's going to, try and stab you in the throat through the screen with a knife or anything like that. So, but yeah.
I mean, unless I get a chance to interview like Ice Nine Kills or something, then they might try and stab me through the screen with a knife. But you know what? When that happens, I'm just going to take it as it comes. I might, have a little bit of precaution. Like, okay, it's like, Ken, why do you have pain on your neck? I'm afraid you're going to try and like lunge at my throat through the screen. Like, we're going full on like the Ring style. Just all of a sudden, it's like, well, there goes me. And then just fall over in the chair and call it a day. But one thing when it comes back to the fans I want to mention is, again, with the amount of support that you guys have from the fans, when you guys are able to get back out on the road and tour with this album, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised with the amount of people that are going to be at those shows. And not only the people that are going to be at those shows, but how many people are going to be right in front of the stage singing every single word, every single song right back to you.
Oh, so excited for it. I mean, apart from actually playing the gig, meeting people after the show and before the show, is definitely up there with my favourite part of touring. Yeah, because we're always about at the merch stand, and some people find it a bit weird that we're hanging about. But I mean, we absolutely love meeting fans.
And again, now when you meet fans as well, it's what you guys are doing online. You're showing that in person as well. You're showing what you're practicing. You're basically practicing what you're preaching in a way. Where all of a sudden, we're constantly connecting with you guys online. We're showing how much we care. We're giving you genuine responses, and now we're live, and we get to meet you face to face, and we're doing the exact same thing. But this time it's a little bit different because now you actually get to see us in person, and if you want to shake our hands, like, yeah, here we go.
Well, yeah, for sure. It's a lot easier to. When like someone comes to the merch table after a show and they're like, it's a really good show, or you're really shit. But it's that 5-10 minutes there of conversing with someone, and you talk about the gig or whatever, and then you end up talking about them and why they're here and who they're here with and why they've come to see the band and stuff like that. And again, it's building a rapport with your fans. Whether it's online or whether it's in person. Building a rapport is one of the most important things, I think, especially to not only to build a fan base, but to keep them coming back for more, keep them wanting more of our music and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Because you think like if I was at a gig and then I went to the merch, I see it really unheard of that you go to a merch stand anyway and the whole fucking band is like behind the merch counter. Do you know what I mean? So as long as there's room, we always make sure that that's a possibility. But I feel like even that can have like a big, long-lasting impact on a fan, and can give them another reason to go out to more shows and want to see, listen to more bands and meet more band members, etc. So, yeah, it's conversing with your fans like after shows and before and stuff like that is probably one of the most like important aspects of being in a band. Do you know what I mean? Because what would you think if you're like playing a gig and doing your sound check or whatever, and a fan comes up if you went up to an artist to speak to him and they just like fucking gave you the cold shoulder, do you know what I mean? Like, what would you, and imagine if that was like your favorite band, do you know what I mean? What would you think? What would you think of that then? So yeah, we always make sure that we give everyone that comes up to us like, you know, at least 10 minutes, like just to chat with us about anything random. But like I said, like that conversation can go back to online and you can be conversing with them for weeks on end then, and that rapport gets even stronger. Do you know what I mean? And then they're like a fucking hardcore lifelong fan. And do you know what I mean? It's still nuts to think about it. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah, and then those people that may have just showed up at the show, really enjoyed the music, and then got to talk to you in person, continue the conversation online, then it become like a lot of us in the Lost Souls group where we driving down the street, windows rolled all the way down, casket on the stereo, volume full blast, and people looking at us like, what the heck's going on? And we're just enjoying the time, and all of a sudden people are starting to wonder, what kind of music is that? We pull up to the next stoplight, and all of a sudden, I've seen this happen before, where people have had their phones out, and we're holding it out towards my car because they wanted to like Shazam the song and get the name of the song. And I'm like, you know what? I look at the guy, and I literally just like, I went like this with my, not my middle finger, because that'd been bad, but just my index finger like this, like saying, want me to turn it up? Because the one time it happened, I didn't have it on full volume, and I just went like this, and he just gave me one of these, just, and all of a sudden, guy had the name of the song and Shazam in like maybe 2 seconds. It's just like, we're good, and I just drove off. But maybe we'll get something like that. But before we close this podcast, I got one other question for you, and that is, so when the album releases, of course, Lost Souls out on August 13th, you guys, this is an incredible album that you guys are going to be putting out there for everyone to listen to. But the key is that I got to ask, because I'm curious about this. I know the fans are. When the hell are we going to hear this thing live? When can we see you guys live? Are you guys going back out on the road anytime soon?
Well, the first gigs we play is our support slot for Normandy, which is UK and Europe. And then at the minute, we're still in the process of booking next year, but we'll see what happens.
Understandable. I know I had to ask because I'm just curious to see if there was going to be anything that you guys had set up yet. But I know with a lot of things in terms of, especially we went through in 2020 when it comes to concert dates, when it comes to getting stuff scheduled, it's still rather fluid with people trying to get back on stage. So still anything can happen at any given moment. But I'm just looking forward to either when you guys get to come over to the US and I get to see you guys play live, or if you guys are still playing over in Europe in May, because my plan is still to come over to Europe in May for like 2.5 weeks, just hobnob around and see wherever the hell I land. Basically seen wherever the hell every single band I've interviewed on the podcast is and see them play live, because I'm not going to lie, I have a lot of first rounds I still have to buy. And I don't want to keep holding on to like these like promises that I made. Like I want to actually make good on some of these promises. So yeah. I'm making my way over there, and I'm going to be buying as many. I'm probably buy the whole continent of fucking beer at this point.
You're going to go back home broke as fuck, man.
I'm going to go back home broke as fuck, but I'm going to be happy as shit that I did it.
Yeah, for sure, dude. For sure. And that's all that matters. And
then the next year, hopefully, I'll have enough money again to do it again in like Australia or something, because I have to go over there as well and do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
At least I just have to go up the Eastern Coast, though.
There's nothing we can really say for sure, but we've got some exciting things for next year lined up. And that's about it at the minute.
So, I mean, that just basically tells everyone that they're going to have to follow you guys on social media and keep tabs on you guys, so that when live shows come out and are announced, that you guys are ready to roll and you're able to find out where Caskets is playing, when they're playing, and where you can buy tickets. Because are you going to want to buy tickets? I mean, you know the answer is yes, but I have to ask the question because, well, even if you're just like, yes, but no, it's just a yes. Just yes.
Yeah, man.
Fingers crossed.
Wait, I can't wait. I'm so excited to play shows, dude. It's been fucking it's been over a year and a half for us now. We haven't played a show since October 2019.
Yeah, it's
end
going
of
to be
October.
It's going to be 2 years nearly when we play his first gig again.
Is that first gig going to involve you guys lighting a bunch of hay bales on fire as well? Just because, well, why not?
It wasn't, but it will now.
Well, then, I mean, either at the first gig or whatever gig I end up hopefully being able to show up at, maybe in May of 2022, or if you guys come over to the US, You know what? I'm going to talk to a couple of friends and we'll just bring a bunch of hay bales because even though I don't have any, because I live closer to the city, I know friends that live further out towards the country and own a lot of land. They have a lot of hay bales, so we'll get some.
Let's do it. I like that idea.
You just have to bring that like special like thing you put on it to make the blades just that exact same color.
We're burning the fucking venue down.
Well, let's make sure it's an outdoor venue then.
We'll do it outside the venue.
Yeah. It's like, okay, for the last song, everyone outside the venue.
Get outside now.
That's
fire.
We'll have James's drum kit. We'll have it on like a large push cart so we can literally just like roll it outside while you guys are playing. I got a feeling they're gonna be like, okay, we need some help. I'm just gonna be like, all right, yeah, I got this. Just start pushing. Come on.
Oh, that's when you know you've made it.
About everything.
If you can wheel your drum kit about.
I mean, wouldn't be the worst idea.
Oh no.
Now I'm thinking about okay. I'm gonna have to talk to the people that work over here at the Rave in Milwaukee. Okay, how can we make it so that we can get a whole entire group of people outside in front of the venue so that during one song, when Caskets is here, we can wheel out the drummer, we can wheel out everybody else, and they can play the song so we can light a bunch of hay bales on fire.
If we were allowed to do that, that would be absolutely insane. Like, if we were genuinely allowed to do that, I would 100% do it.
Even if you weren't allowed to do it, it's like, okay, well, where can we do this then? It's like, well, there's a parking lot over there that's got nothing next to it. Fine, we're doing it there. Well, guys, as we bring this podcast close, you guys know how I always like to end it. And I love to give you guys a chance to say whatever you want to say, plug whatever you want to plug as the final word. So, Matt, James, floor is yours.
So our new album, Lost Souls, comes out August 13th. You can pre-order that now through Sharp Tone or on our website, CASKETSband.com. We are actually, I was going to say we are doing a live stream for an acoustic set, but I think is it only UK?
Only UK, yeah, sorry, mate. We're going to try and figure something out, though.
That plug's no good then. Ignore that.
Unless you're in the UK, then don't ignore that.
But yeah, new album comes out August 13th. Stick around, get on the Lost Souls Club on Facebook, come and chat with us. Tell us what you like about us and what you don't. And whatever you don't like, we'll change so you love us.
Get your pre-orders in as well.
Yeah.
And now it's time for me to end it with this. So, of course, 3 things, everybody. First is, when it comes to finding Caskets on, when it comes to finding them on social media, when it comes to watching the Only Ones video on YouTube to see all the fire that we've been talking about, when it comes to pre-ordering the album where you can stream, where you can save it, pre-order, whatever it might be, and of course the Lost Souls Club on Facebook. You guys know, instead of searching this up, go to the description of the podcast, find where it says Find Caskets Online. I'm going to have all the links, all the labels there for you, so you have no excuse not to make sure that you follow this, so that you know when live shows are going to come back for these guys. And what everyone's talking about the album when it comes out. Again, Lost Souls coming out August 13th. Second thing is, I already alluded to this, but you guys know what it is. Not only is the first round on me when I get to see you guys play live for the first time, first 2 rounds are on me for you guys. And of course, I will get Chris because he was on here for the first time, the second round. However, it'll have to be a tequila body shot off of the biggest guy in the crowd.
I'll watch that.
I'll film it.
Film it, watch whatever you want to do. But remember, because I remember you said, Matt, you'd pay to see that. But like I said, you don't have to because I'm paying to see that. You guys just along for the ride. So, all right, Matt, James, again, thank you guys for being on the podcast. Once again, your second time around. I absolutely love talking to you guys, and I cannot wait till the next time. Hopefully, it's in a live setting where I get to see you guys play live and get to actually meet you in person. But if not, then I'd love to have you back on the podcast. Let's say sometime maybe like early 2022.
Thanks for having us, man. It means a lot, dude. Congratulations on your recent success as well on your page, dude.
Oh, thank you very much. And on that note, guys, because when August 13th comes around, Lost Souls, I'm be listening to that thing on this bad boy with the speakers turned up to probably 13 at this point. Make sure my whole entire neighborhood listens to it. On that note, I won't end this with a goodbye, so we'll end the podcast with the always. See you later.
See you later.
Whoa, folks, that's been an interview with Matt and James, the band Caskets. Again, their brand new album, Lost Souls, comes out on August 13th of 2021. When it comes to becoming a member of the Lost Souls group on Facebook, when it comes to keeping tabs with the group online, when it comes to being able to pre-order the album, stream it, pre-save, whatever you need, look in the description below that says Find Caskets Online. All the links are there so you can check it out, tap on it, bing, bang, boom, making it easy for you. Remember, August 13th, 2021, Caskets, Lost Souls comes out, and I cannot wait for this one. You guys know, should I review this on the YouTube channel? Yeah, I probably will. Sounds like a good idea. Plus, I already pre-ordered that bad boy, so we're already good. I gotta get me a yellow shirt, though, that says Caskets on it. That's what I'm gonna do right after this podcast, right after I'm done recording this. Please remember to follow everything with MSOTD Rocks. Again, links in the description for everything about that. You'll be all set, ready to go there for YouTube, for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, for anything to do with the Chord Progression podcast. All of that stuff is ready to go for you. Also, thank you to sponsor Phoenix Fitness for sponsoring this video. Again, 15% off at Phoenix Fitness when you use the code MSOTD at checkout. I've got the link in the description for you. But for that's going to be it for me today, guys. Thank you for watching and listening to the Chord Progression podcast brought to you by MSOTD Rocks, where rock and metal thrive. My name is Kevin, and you guys know how I end every single one of the big, healthy, and hearty. See ya! Yeah!